Last night's big showdown. Did you stay up to watch between President Trump and Joe Biden? The candidates' very different styles were on display big time from the first moments when a maskless President Trump and a fully masked Joe Biden walked onto the stage. Now, this led to the first topic of the night, the coronavirus pandemic that has killed, by the way, more than 220,000 people in this country.
But overall, the tone was more civil in Nashville than during the first debate. However, there were still plenty of fiery exchanges over two starkly different versions of America. We are going to break it all down with John Dickerson and Margaret Brennan. But first, let's go to Nicole Killion in Nashville. Nicole, good morning to you. You were in the debate hall last night. It sure was a different tone this time around, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was, and both campaigns are claiming victory, and the candidates did still go after each other, but you might have noted last night the mute button was barely used, allowing for a calmer and more substantive debate.
I've been congratulated by the heads of many countries on what we've been able to do.
As COVID cases rise across the country, President Trump praised his administration's response and teased a vaccine.
We have a vaccine that's coming. It's ready. It's going to be announced within weeks, and it's going to be delivered.
He has no clear plan, and there's no prospect that there's going to be a vaccine available for the majority of the American people before the middle of next year.
The former vice president tore into the president's handling of the pandemic, pointing to the more than 220,000 Americans who have died.
Anyone who's responsible for that many deaths should not remain as president of the United States of America.
The two argued over reopening the economy.
There's not another serious scientist in the world who thinks it's going to be over soon.
Reaction? I say over soon. I say we're learning to live with it. We have no choice. We can't lock ourselves up in a basement like Joe does.
Learning to live with it. Come on. We're dying with it.
I take full responsibility. It's not my fault that he came here.
Biden charged the president was not being stronger against Russia, as intelligence officials said both Russia and Iran are attempting to interfere in the election.
I don't understand why this president is unwilling to take on Putin. Any country that interferes with us will, in fact, pay a price because they're affecting our sovereignty.
While President Trump repeated his allegations about Biden and his family.
Your family got $3.5 million, and someday you're going to have to explain, why did you get 3.5? I never got any money from Russia. I don't get money from Russia.
I have not taken a single penny from any country whatsoever.
Biden accused the president of trying to distract.
There's a reason why he's bringing up all this malarkey. There's a reason for it. He doesn't want to talk about the substantive issues. It's not about his family and my family. It's about your family. And your family's hurting badly. If you're making less than, if you're a middle-class family, you're getting hurt badly right now. You're sitting at the kitchen table this morning deciding, well, we can't get new tires, they're bald because we have to wait another month or so. Or are we going to be able to pay the mortgage?
That's a typical political statement. Let's get off this China thing. And then he looks, the family, around the table, everything. Just a typical politician when I see that.
Let's talk about North Korea.
I'm not a typical politician.
Okay,
that's why I got elected.
The president again claimed he was preparing a health care plan.
So I'd like to terminate Obamacare, come up with a brand new, beautiful health care.
He's never come up with a plan. I guess we're going to get the pre-existing condition plan the same time we get the infrastructure plan.
President Trump was asked if his administration has a plan to reunite children separated from their parents at the border.
Yes, we're working on it we're trying very hard. But a lot of these kids come out without the parents. They come over through cartels and through coyotes and through gangs.
Biden called the policy criminal.
What happened? Parents were ripped, their kids were ripped from their arms and separated. And now they cannot find over 500 sets of those parents, and those kids are alone. Nowhere to go.
They are so well taken care of. They're in facilities that were so clean.
The president, who at the last debate did not denounce white supremacy, was pressed about his rhetoric on race.
I am the least racist person. I can't even see the audience because it's so dark. But I don't care who's in the audience. I'm the least racist person in this room.
The president pushed Biden on his plans on energy and the environment.
Would you close down the oil industry?
By the way, I would transition from the oil industry, yes.
Oh,
I would
that's
transition.
A big statement.
It is a big statement. Because I would stop.
Why would you do that?
Because the oil industry pollutes significantly.
I see.
And here's the deal. But
that's
you can't
a big
do
statement.
That. Well, if you let me finish the statement, because it has to be replaced by renewable energy over time. over time.
Well, Biden later clarified that he doesn't want to get rid of fossil fuels. He wants to get rid of subsidies, but the Trump campaign really seized on Biden's initial comments, calling them a grave error. Meantime, the former vice president is back in Delaware this morning. He will deliver remarks later today on the pandemic and the economy. President Trump will campaign in the battleground state of Florida. Anthony?
Nicole, thank you.